A little over a month ago, Anita Sarkeesian started a fundraiser for a new project called Ordinary Women Daring to Defy History. When Anita first announced this project, I didn't respond to it for several reasons, which I'll be covering in this video. After the campaign ended, about a week ago, I considered if I'd even make a video, and contemplated what I'd say in it. So let's start off with Anita's asking amount of $200,000. This was her goal for the project, but with Seed and Spark, where she ran the campaign, she only needed 80%, which is $160,000 to get the green light. She ended up raising over $207,000 when it was over. In the past, Anita raised $158,000 for her Kickstarter, almost $500,000 in 2014, and over $300,000 in 2015. Anita has a track record for raising large amounts of money. I didn't have much doubt she'd get enough for her project. So one of the first things I thought about when she announced Ordinary Women was what exactly would I accomplish if I responded to it. However, I'm sure people could make an argument that it should be responded to. So let's look at another number. The initial campaign video has just over 91,000 views, and that's after the campaign being up for over a month with promotion from reputable media such as Time, The Washington Post, and The Verge, among others. Anita's other videos for this project have considerably less views. Now, while I didn't say much about this project publicly, I did pay attention to it. After the initial spike in donations, the donations slowed down. It trickled along for a while after that, with the exception of a few large donations, and then toward the end it picked up a little steam. Just enough to hit the goal. Now I want to go back to the announcement video. 91,000 views. Her Kickstarter video for Tropes vs. Women in Video Games got over 400,000 views. With all the promotion for her new project, it didn't get near the amount of interest. If you don't count the few large donations for Ordinary Women, it would have raised about the same amount of money, or possibly even less, than Tropes vs. Women in Video Games. Anita's Kickstarter had almost 7,000 backers, whereas Ordinary Women had just under 4,000 supporters. With the overall lack of interest in this project compared to the Trope series, why would I give it more attention? Another part of the problem with talking about Anita Sarkeesian is the harassment narrative. Over the course of this project, I also monitored the tweets coming out of the FemFreak Twitter account, and whenever she tweeted about this project, there was no shortage of people tweeting criticism at her. One thing I've learned about Anita Sarkeesian is how often she uses tweets for her harassment narrative. Although she has a lot to say about harassment, tweets are her bread and butter. Now surprisingly, Anita did not actually talk about harassment that much during the process. Now, I know she did an article for the Mary Sue talking about harassment, and I have quite a bit I could say about that, but I want to set that aside and hit this from another angle. Going through the FemFreak Twitter feed, Anita didn't talk much about harassment all that much during this campaign. Looking at the updates for Ordinary Women, she has 12. Most of them didn't talk much about harassment. They focused mainly on the project. With Tropes vs. Women in Video Games, between the launch of the project and the end, she had 6 updates. 3 that didn't talk much about harassment, and 3 that did. Somewhere in the middle of her Kickstarter, the story changed from that of a fundraiser to that of a harassment campaign. Now just imagine for one moment. What if halfway through Ordinary Women, Anita decided to start talking about harassment more than the project? What if several of her updates were primarily about harassment instead of her project? As I've seen over the last year and a half, it doesn't take much for Anita to instigate a response. All she really has to do is say things that piss people off, and then wait for the response, then showcase the worst of the worst. I've seen her bait people like this before, and there are no shortage of people who will take it. If Anita did that, I think she could have raised more money. There are plenty of people willing to throw money at her if she makes it about harassment. During this campaign, I had decided when she announced it, if I were to make a video, I'd at least wait till the fundraiser was over. It's not like I could do anything to minimize how much she raises, and it's not my money. It doesn't affect me personally if I don't donate to this project. If she made it about harassment, talking about this project probably would have just helped her raise more money. As for the videos themselves, what am I supposed to say? I do have some criticism of this project, but I haven't seen the videos yet. Am I supposed to debunk videos that she hasn't released? Am I supposed to refute arguments that she hasn't made? I have no idea what she's going to say. With Tropes vs. Women in video games, she already had 6 videos out when I learned about it. With Ordinary Women, she doesn't have any out yet. So my initial reaction to Ordinary Women was do not respond.